Hey, how you doing? In this video, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's how to get high-ticket clients. Now, spending many years focusing and learning and building systems around finding high-ticket clients and building a $4.2 million business in 2 years, we've been able to master this kind of flow of how to engage and get high-ticket clients into our business. And I'll explain to you what that looks like. Now, we call our high-ticket clients red diamonds. A red diamond is a very valuable rare stone, and we look for clients that are easy to work with, unique, valuable to our business, and will want to do more business with us in the future. That's the ideal client. Somebody that has the money to work with us and is prepared to pay us for our expertise and the value that we provide to them. Now, there's obviously a lot of mechanics that go into it, but in this video today, I'm going to cover these critical components. We're going to talk about the perfect message. What is your message, why your message matters, and how important that is to finding and attracting your high-ticket clients. We're going to talk about the killer funnel. The process or the client journey towards you is very important, and if you don't get this right, it can be very expensive, and also you won't get the results that you're looking for. We spend a lot of energy and time and effort focusing on this two core components, but the money is made here in the FU club. We call this the FU club. It's the follow-up club, right? We talk about follow-up. This is where the money is made, especially when it comes to high ticket. And so many people that I see, salespeople, business people, and in general, don't have a killer process in place to follow up effectively. And the amount of effort or amount of touch points required to get that client over the line sometimes takes a lot of effort. And if you don't have the system in place, you're losing and leaving a lot of money on the table. And then finally, we're going to cover this component. I'm going to talk about our secret ads formula and how we've been able to get low cost acquisition for our clients and how this works. I'm going to go through that in a bit of detail. So stick with me to the end and we'll cover that. Excellent. So here's the thing. Most people, when it comes to client acquisition, most businesses are burning money. And sometimes they don't even realize it. We have clients that we've worked with and they don't even realize how much money they're losing compared to what it could look like. Meaning they're currently doing the status quo, they're spending the money, they're putting the effort in, they're going down this path of throwing money into advertising that isn't effective. And so burning money. And also losing clients down the pathway, down the funnel, that could have been converted and turned into clients. When you get the mechanics of high ticket working just right, it's a beautiful machine. It's a beautiful industry to be in. You're working with better people. You know, they're easier to work with. They've already been around for a while. They know their stuff. You're talking to them from a level of experience. They understand the expertise that you bring to this. So we want to cut this out. We want to cut out the wait time and money wasting that's going into this whole acquisition process. My name is Matthew White, and over the last few years, we've been successfully selling high-ticket coaching and business and wealth packages to clients all over. And our first business was this business, which is in the real estate space, and we help people create cash flow out of their properties. And we've generated over $4.2 million doing that. We've helped our clients create over $5.8 million in recurring revenue. These are our high-ticket coaching clients, our first level, tier 1, red diamonds. And these are our pink diamonds. So we sell these packages at $15,000, and we sell these packages at $50,000. So a much higher ticket, and they get a better result out of that. So different tiers. Does that make sense? Here we go. We have a formula. We created a formula, and the formula is vitally important because you cannot have a success in high ticket if you don't have these. It's very difficult because this is the core components, the core ingredients that every business who's running a high ticket coaching, consulting, or service business needs to have these days to have success. First, we need equity. We need a perceived value. We need to be so desirable that clients can't resist having or wanting that. The red diamonds, right? Having something so super valuable that they just want to have that. And this is when you can create or have offers where you can sell products, $5,000, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000. It all comes from building this system out where you can have a perceived value that's higher than the cost it takes for you to create that thing. And when it's done right, this is where your profit lies, right? This is how you run a profitable business. The next layer up in today's trust recession, skepticism is at an all-time high. Getting clients over the line to work with you in a business takes effort, and the big core ingredient is trust. If you don't have trust, people are just going to walk away. They'll go somewhere else. There's a lot of opportunity out there these days. You need to become so admired that they can't ignore you, right? And when you are admired, when your status is up, when you've built that trust, when you have the credibility, making the sale then becomes really easy, and you can crush those sales like clockwork. That's a very, very important ingredient. And then finally, our last phase, phase 3, is where you become so unstoppable, right? You create systems that are so simple that you become unstoppable. And it's about having control. Most businesses I see these days have lost control of their whole funnel, their whole process. Their client acquisition is leaking. They're not able to manage and keep the consistency happening that they need to have. And by losing control means you're losing money, you're losing business, you're losing growth. And so one of the key ingredients for us is to master that control over the whole system, and installing systems so simple your business can run without you. And that's important, as you don't want to be sucked into a business that's draining you and wearing you down. Now, we have engineered this core system. It's called the Red Diamond Funnel. This is a high ticket funnel, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how this all works. Now, this is how you do business in the high ticket space. I've spent more than $260,000 on training, education, coaching over the last few years to understand this process in deep detail. I've bought tons of high ticket coaching and consulting programs so that I can understand the depth of what is really happening here, because I was confused at one point trying to go down this path of, should I do webinars? Should I do challenges? Should I do low ticket offers? Should I do all these things, give away free giveaways? And at the end of the day, all of that stuff it was too hard. And so we simplified it in this engine, right? And we made the engine very, very efficient so that it drove the results that we were looking for. Now there's these 3 core components, right? Equity, trust, and control, all engaged in our Red Diamond Funnel. Now, if you want to learn more about all of this, we give away free information, explain how you can build your own high ticket business and get your own high ticket clients. So go ahead and subscribe. I'm here to give away as much free information as I can to help you grow and master high ticket businesses in your coaching and consulting business. Awesome. So I made $4.2 million with this exact system, and it really is from here to here, right? This is control, and this is the equity, okay? So I'm going to go through a few core components here, and if you're wanting to get high ticket clients, a lot of people start with the wrong part of the component. They want to make money, right? They want to sell these high ticket packages, but they haven't done the foundations, they haven't done the fundamentals, and the business is broken. They're trying so hard, they're running around sweating, spinning their wheels, not getting traction because they haven't considered the fundamental parts. And in order to sell high ticket, coaching, consulting, packages, services, whatever it is, the fundamentals need to be broken down first. And I see a lot of people first struggling with this part, and it's not having a very clear defined path. What is the niche? What is the minimum viable segment that you can work in, right? We do a pie chart here, right? If that's a broader segment, what is the minimum viable segment that you're able to operate in, where you can master that area, you can become a specialist, and you can make money and then later on grow into that segment and broaden yourself out. Most people don't have that clarity, and so they're struggling trying to compete with all the big boys when they don't have a specific game plan and a defined path. So if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know that we focus on 4 core categories where you can make sales and run a very productive high ticket business. We got wellness. Wellness is a big industry. A lot of people wanting to be fitter, wanting to be healthier, wanting to live longer, wanting to, have better lives. With the state of our whole infrastructure of food and diet these days, this has become a big industry. Also disease, depression, helping people deal with stuff in life. There's a big industry there. Then there's life and mind. The family component, helping your children, getting mindset right, getting your whole life and movement right. Kids with ADHD, that's a big thing these days. Helping parents with teenagers, that's a big thing these days. All this type of stuff, but divorce. Anything that happens in the life and mind component is huge, and there's a lot of opportunity in there. Then there's performance, right? Performance is like, you think about people in sports, people in business, executives, people that want to grow, want to be better, investing, building wealth for the future. All that performance stuff happens here, and there's a lot of opportunity and wealth to be made in there. And then finally, one of the biggest ones is business. Now, a lot of competition in business. It's also obviously the most profitable when you get it right. But all of these have the most awesome potential for anyone to sell high-ticket products or services. And there's a bazillion of clients for you waiting out there for you to serve them, and that will pay you the value that you provide to them. All right, so once you've understood this component, you have a defined path. The second layer to this is validation. I speak to so many people who have not validated their business. They don't know where their clients are specifically hanging out, how they can find their high-ticket clients, what questions they're asking, what interests they have, who's the competition, like the detailed nuance of this. Most people don't spend time, enough energy understanding this. And if you have these components, like the questions, the things, the interests that people have, the competition, there's more layers to this, obviously, but these are the key things. At least know what people want specifically and how you're going to serve them and how you can get in front of them so that you can deliver to them. Who else is in the market that you can piggyback off, right? Because these days, competition is awesome. The more competition there is, the more opportunity there is for you, because you can target your competition. They can obviously target you, but you can target your competition, and you can get, using this, you can be very clear on how to serve your people, how to find those clients. Validation is a super important ingredient, and you can do that really easily. And we help our clients with this, right? Facebook, Google, and YouTube, they're monsters out there, and there's very affordable ways before you go wasting or spending a lot of money to actually pay for your validation. Getting clear about what people prefer, what types of headlines to use, what are the specifics that people are more keen or eager to work with you on, and where the little gaps are that you can dive into. Using a validation process is undeniably one of the most important things you can do for your business. Not only does it help you understand your business better, but it can also give you key insights into areas that you can kind of work around and find spaces for yourself that other people aren't targeting. Very powerful stuff. Too few people don't spend enough time on that process. Then, to sell high ticket, you need to know who your perfect client is. What does their profile look like? Who do you want to work with? Who's that exact client that's going to get you to that $1 million mark, right? Who you serve. And more importantly, the details of that, right? Who you do serve, and what's also very important is who you don't serve. Who you don't serve can save you a ton of money, energy, effort, wasted time and energy if you don't get that right. But most importantly, knowing who your client is. Who's that person that you want to be in front of? Who's that person that you want to serve? And I'm pretty sure that this resonated. Most people that speak about this in the space will tell you this. The thing is, if you really ask most people in the space, coaches, consultants, experts, how detailed they are about their avatar, how much information they have, how specific they are about who they want to serve, most people don't have a clue. Most people are lost. And this is what we fundamentally help our clients understand. Get a clear picture of that, filtered in with understanding the niche and validating that gives you a very, very, very clear understanding and how you can find the right types of people. If you do this stuff willy-nilly, you're going to just waste time. You're going to lose momentum. It's going to frustrate you. It's going to burn you out. And you're just never going to be able to have the success that you're looking to achieve. That's what I've found. And I see that time and time again in our business. The clearer we are about our perfect client, the better the flow is, the easier it is to sell, the less energy you need with those clients. It's very, very important. Now you have all that information. You want to find high-ticket clients? Well, guess what? You now have to be able to stand out. You need to be able to have a way that makes you unique from the rest of the mob out there. Hey, guess what? There's competition. So having a unique positioning is vital in this day and age. You have to have a unique value to the market. And standing out is now more important than ever. And there's many different ways to stand out, but these are the key 3 huge assets that you can consider when you're building out the way for you to stand out. Now, there's lots of hype and nonsense out there about business and you don't need this, you don't need that. But to be honest with you, after all the money that I've spent on marketing, on advertising, and on buying coaching programs, 100%, I see the top people in the industry doing this stuff the right way. From my perspective, you have to have these key ingredients. It goes without saying, a message, right? Your message that you put out there, how you speak to your clients is super important. Every interaction, every message, every video that you do, how connected is it with your audience and who are the people that you're specifically talking to? These days, brand has become more important than ever. I believe that brand is probably the most important aspect of who you are and your uniqueness. You want to stand out. If you don't have a solid brand, then people are going to lose your credibility straight off the bat. That's without even having results, right? I have people that approach me often, as a business, you get approached with cold calling, cold emails, that type of stuff. And every now and then I'll, go down the path and go and have a chat with somebody and see what they've got to offer and see if it's worth investing in and if it's something that we're interested in. And I am somebody that is not scared of buying information or paying for people to help service me if it's valuable to our business, if it's going to get us moving forward. And so I get guys coming and obviously being in this space, being a bit critical, trying to understand what they're doing. And I look through all the pieces, how they're talking, how they're doing their sales calls, how they're presenting, because all of these things are very important to me because I'm more educated. I have this experience running business and I want to be very clear that I have to trust that person, super trust that person for me to take action. And a lot of people that I deal with, when they come to me and I see their emails, I straight away go to their website and I try and see more information. I straight away go to Facebook and try and see more information. And I can honestly say that 70% of the people that I speak to don't even have their brand established. They don't have a logo. They don't have a website. They don't have something out there that I can go and see that they've done other stuff with. That's breaking the bank for them because they could have had my business, but they're not standing out. They haven't created a solid message, and let's not even talk about them coming and trying to sell me stuff that I don't even need, right? Then finally, one of the key ingredients I've found over the years is that the clearer you make the journey for the client, the better off you're going to be, and the more sales and the more money you'll make, and the more high-ticket clients you're going to close. Clarity is a super valuable asset when you want to stand out. And I spend a lot of time understanding this, and it's not easy to create clarity. It's not easy to simplify complicated things. It takes a lot of energy and effort to really get and understand your clients and understand how you can help them to get from one place to another. So a lot of thought has to go into it, a lot of understanding and really spending your time knowing how you're going to get your clients through that journey. What does that look like for them? How are they going to feel at the end of the day? And when you get these 3 components, right, now you can start working towards connecting with the right people. You've got a good message, you've got a good brand, you've got clarity. Now things are starting to move better, right? You know exactly who you're going to serve. And so that clarity comes in the form of process, phases, steps, systems, things that you can show them that they do along the way to get to where they need to go. And the easier you make it, the better off for you and the client. And we call ours the magic formula. You need a magic formula. You need a formula that people can consume and it magically gets them to that place of having the results they want, right? Now I say magically, tongue-in-cheek, but you get the picture. And this formula needs to have a clear name. It needs to be named in a way that stands out from the crowd. There's a lot of competition out there. But if you get this part right and you create a unique formula, which is what we do, we have the coach launch formula, and we have 3 phases. You go through that to build equity, to build trust, and to get control. Well, that's a game changer. No one's doing that. No one has this unique method or process that we have that stands out from the crowd. So it allows us to be unique and position ourselves. And with each of these phases, they have a core name and an outcome, right? And benefits. We have a specific model that we use to create frameworks, blueprints, systems, whatever you want to call it. And it has a clear and definitive outcome and steps for each part of the process. The more clear you are about this, the easier it's going to be for your clients to want to do that journey with you, because they can see how achievable that is, and it's not that complicated. Okay, so having a formula is super important. Now, I'm not going to cover this next part, that's for another video. But what I am going to talk about, because step 1, we've covered the messaging, right? The messaging is super important, connecting with your audience. Now we'll talk about the funnel, right? Now, this is our red diamond funnel. It's a powerful machine that pushes clients all the way through to an end result. In essence, it's basically social media, some ads that are structured in a specific way. We call them dragon ads. There's an echo video, having people going to a video, very important, and a calendar, and then a thank you page. So essentially there's only 2-3 pages here that we have on our website when we're driving our clients through this process. However, what makes our system really unique is the automations and the structure that we've created to drive our high ticket clients. And there's no webinars, no challenges, no lead magnets, although we do have some lead magnet stuff happening in here, but it doesn't drive the basis of our business. No complicated setup, right? It's a very straight process. So 1, 2, 3 key pieces in this whole infrastructure. But there's a timeline of connecting with the audience, getting them engaged, driving them to a process, because it takes a lot of energy and touch points constantly in front of your clients to get them to have a desire to want to do business with you, because ultimately that's the end result, right? It's the sales call and the desire for them to want to do business with you. I used to spend money doing challenges, doing webinars, doing all these complicated things that were just driving me nuts, because they were complicated to set up, complicated to drive, complicated to run. And I said, there's just so much involved in this. I need to simplify this process. And when you're starting out a business, it's hard to build up trust and credibility if people don't see you often, right? You don't need to offer crazy guarantees, but what you do need to do is show up, be in front of people, show that you have experience and knowledge and expertise around things that they can say, well, this person knows something, let me go and see what they're all about. And if you can create that, everything else doesn't really matter. And so what social media does these days is it allows you to do that in a very powerful and unique way at a low cost. And the algorithms are super functional and allowing us to do these crazy awesome things that bring clients to us on a platter, literally all warmed up, ready to go. So we have 2 social media components, right? We use fundamentally Facebook and YouTube. That is core platforms. We also do a little bit on LinkedIn, but YouTube and Facebook are so big, there is really no reason to go anywhere else. And because of how we've designed our system, we can stand out from the crowd in a unique and powerful way. And so quite possibly, you're going to be coming and speaking to us after watching all of our videos and wanting to do business with us so that we can install a system like this for you. So first of all, there's a journey that a client goes through, right? They have to get curious about who you are. They're going to do some research. Then they're going to get interested because they're going to see more and more of your stuff, and they're going to see your expertise, right? So your inspiration and then your teaching. And you're going to take them on this journey, and you got to show up over and over and over again, right? And this is not expensive to do. It's retargeting, right? We have a 5-phase retargeting process that brings your clients, warms them up, and gets you that perfect $1 million avatar, right? Your perfect clients. When you know how to structure the system, it saves you a lot of time, energy, headache, and you can do it super fast. So Once they've come down the pipeline, they've been engaged through your social media, you've got curiosity happening, you've got interest happening. I call these curiosity fairies, and I call these butterfly posts, right? Butterfly posts, you can imagine a field full of butterflies all running around, flying around, and your clients can see them and they're going, whoa, this is interesting. I see you everywhere. When you can create that kind of perception that you're just everywhere, that's very, very powerful. And it only happens when you have a system designed and structured around that. It doesn't really matter. There's multiple layers to do this. We've fixated on this system because it's worked really, really well. And then they come into our world, right? Through multiple layers. And our Dragon ads drive the most important part of all of this, is taking them from being interested to being very interested and raising our status. When you can raise your status through an ad, that's a very big driver to moving them down the pipeline and then getting them into that place where you're building trust. Your trust video is the most important part of your entire business. As a matter of fact, I would beg to say that the trust video is your entire business, because people that watch that video, that engage with you and see what you're about, is everything for your business. So it's super important to get that right. You want to do high ticket the right way. Your echo video to build trust is vital. I see people doing these videos and they just don't make sense to me. And I'm wondering, what are these guys doing? They're trying to punch me, throwing down my throat a whole lot of guarantees and nonsense that doesn't make sense to me as a business owner. I'm like, I just want the results. Show me how I'm going to get those results. What are the key infrastructure you're going to give to me to help me build a business? I don't want some cheap hacks anymore, right? None of us want that anymore. We don't want cheap hacks. We want results. We want to know how we can get a simple system happening so that we can grow a business exponentially. So much noise out there, right? And so this component will never go away. It'll always need to be there. You need to have video, and especially at this point when you're driving people into the next steps, this video is super, super, super important. And it needs to provide clarity and help people understand the process. Now, high-ticket clients, you can't just find them anywhere. You can't just go onto the street and just talk to anybody. It's about nurturing and getting people to understand the value. First of all, they've got to have the need and the want to work with you, and you're driving them through that purpose. Now, getting them onto a calendar is only difficult if you haven't done all the other stuff. If you have done all the other stuff correctly, getting them onto your calendar is super easy, and having them commit is a lot easier. Now, getting high-ticket clients over the line, right? It's all well and good getting them through your pipeline to your calendar, but now you've got to understand that there are people that you do want to work with and you don't want to work with. The day I realized this, it changed everything for me. Who I do want to work with is everything to me, and who I don't want to work with is just a part of business. And you can do many different things with those people you don't want to work with. Right now, in one of our businesses, in the real estate business, we cut them off. In business consulting business, we do pass them on to other referrers and partners that we have. So partnerships is a really important component. And sometimes that client might not be a good fit for you, but you recognize that you can send them somewhere else. Maybe there's a commission in there for you, right? Commissions can be very, very helpful to your bottom line and profit. We've done that very successfully in the past. So knowing who your perfect client is and what you're going to do with them is the next kind of movement through this whole pipeline. You've got them there, you need to have a form. Without a form, you're leaving yourself exposed, you're leaving yourself to wasted time, and you're leaving yourself, most importantly, not being able to target the right people. Because what will happen is, if you have the right form, you can create a few layers here where you understand that the right people have done a certain action, and you can take that certain action and you can target that certain action down the track in your marketing, which then brings in better qualified clients down the path. That'll change everything for you in your business. Then they go to the thank you page, and a whole lot of activity happens on your thank you page, and the movement then triggers them into making sure that they go and show up, right? And showing up, this model here that we have, I call this the score closer system, right? It's part of our whole infrastructure. And I think it's a vitally critical component. I see people who come to me and they're just so frustrated about clients not showing up. and clients not following through. This is where your money is made, right? Is getting people to your calendar and in front of you. But then what happens after? What happens to the people that don't show? What happens to the people that don't take action? If you're not engaged, if you don't have systems to follow up with them and keep them the momentum happening, you'll lose them. Most salespeople or most businesses don't put enough effort on the after sale or the after part, because sometimes people are just doing research, right? And if they're doing research, that's fine. They've come to find out information. You've given them an understanding. You've sold them through your script. And quite often, when it's done right, you can do a one close call. More often, there's going to be that, 60% of people that on the back end, they just kind of go silent. But if you know who they are, first of all, if they're within the parameter of being your perfect client, right, then you're going to do something about it. And follow-up is one of the most important things for any. The more you show up, the more chance you have of still closing that client. That takes your close rate from, whatever it is, 20%, 22%, whatever you're doing, to that 50, 60% close rate. Like that kind of volume or that kind of metric can make a huge impact on your business and drive huge amount of back-end profits that you wouldn't otherwise have had. So a system around your sales is so important. The retargeting, the follow-ups, the calls, the SMSs, and all this stuff, the more you automate it, the less effort and energy it is, the expenditure on you. And so this is one of the key ingredients to our success over the last 2 years, is having all of this stuff working. But when we spend so much energy and effort getting a client into our first process, we're not going to let them go that easily, because we care, because we want to help. And we know that if they come and do business with us, we're going to provide them the results that no one else can provide them, because we've been doing this for so long, and we have a very awesome system that's engineered for growth and acceleration. Right. So that's the kind of core ingredients of finding high-ticket clients that I've found in our business, and this is how we help all of our clients. I'm going to talk to you one last thing. This is the bonus section that I promised I was going to talk about, and this is our ads process, right? How we spend money on ads. And so it's actually quite simple. Now, we do social media posting. You're watching this video, and the videos that we do provide action, right? And we found that it's a lot more cost effective to put money behind our social media and get broader results. Now, the thing with social media is that when you're advertising, you have all these different layers, right? You have views, you have engagements, you have reach, you have conversions. And a lot of people are spending a lot of their money on the conversions aspect and then hoping and praying they're going to get results. We don't convert, or we don't spend our core money on the cold audiences anymore, because cold audiences just become very expensive. However, we do use social media to warm up our cold audiences through video and posts that we will put money behind. We will spend money on our social media through boosting, through engagements. The cost effective of this is so much better than having to do it the old-fashioned way. We will do posts and social media less frequently. We wouldn't do it as often as what most people do when they're doing social media. A minimum of a weekly distribution is required, because you're paying for those results, and you can get crazy, ridiculous costs when you're doing social media the right way. For instance, on one of our campaigns, we can get 1 cent for an action on that social media post. 1 cent. $10 gets you more activity in front of people than doing a webinar, than doing a challenge, and doing anything out there. And so it's become a fundamental core ingredient for us to drive results. Then through this, we're doing 2 types of posts. So we do an inspiration post, right? And our inspiration posts are these ones here. We call them Curiosity Angels. And we're about inspiration. So there's inspiration mixed in with education. A lot of education, a lot of inspiration, and it's spread out over the different channels. So we'll do inspiration posts, and then we'll do education posts, similar to what you're watching today. And we will boost those, pay for them, get an infrastructure happening where we start engaging our clients. And so that cold audience, that's a funnel, not the straightest, but you get the point. Right? And so that cold audience is getting frequently, because frequently we're getting in front of them because we're retargeting them again and again. The cold audience becomes a warmer audience and a warmer audience and a warmer audience. And so we're retargeting all of our social media, getting them down this pipeline so that eventually they're going to take an action. The action happens round about here. That action will be on a page. They'll go onto a page, and we only target or convert the people that have gone onto that page and done an action. Right? By doing that, we're saving a ton of money on warming up our clients, getting them to know, like, and trust us so that they can do business with us, right? Making the sale, getting them into the pipeline. When you know how to do this and you can create that retargeting structure to get your clients in there, high ticket becomes an easy game. It's a lower cost. You're getting in front of your people and you're showing them and you're showing up more and more and more and more than the competition. Because I'm going to show you that most of the competition has not figured this stuff out. So if you want to get into this type of infrastructure, it's simple, but it's not easy. That's the thing. And putting all of these pieces together takes energy, time, and effort. It's taken us years and years and years to build this infrastructure, and we can plug it into your business very quickly because we can just follow the same process to allow you to be able to control this whole model. It's everything that we do. So the point of this is our payment or our ads infrastructure is to use boosted posts or paid engagement posts or reach posts to get out in front of a broader audience. And then those people that are taking action or interested are getting more interested, and we're putting more education in front of them. We're showing them how we can add value. This makes the whole process of selling so much easier. It's just fundamentally a game changer. And this is how I would recommend you guys out there that are looking to build your own high-ticket businesses and you want high-ticket clients. This is the simplest way to do it. I know there's a lot going on here. That's because it's taken years to build the system, and it's the nuances. It's literally just 1, 2, 3 pages in your business and then a sales call, and then you can do your delivery. And we help with all this infrastructure. If you want us to engineer this in your business, come and catch up with us. But if you want to do this yourself, keep watching my videos, and we're going to be sharing tons and tons and tons of free information to help you along the way so that you can do this stuff yourself. So go ahead, watch this next video. It's going to give you further information about what we do and how you can build a successful high-ticket coaching, consulting, or expert business. My name is Matthew Watt. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.